were pretty much high school sweethearts, right? We met at a very young age. We were juniors in high school, and we pretty much dated for 5 years. The thing is, I feel like a lot of these high school relationships, people get too comfortable. They forget that it's not high school anymore and we're adults now. And that's
That's good right there. People get too comfortable. They met in the 11th grade, right? So old boy came up on her when she was a caterpillar. She hadn't busted out that cocoon yet. Like he ran up on her as she was developing into an attractive young woman, right? And he was just probably some nerdy dude in high school. Maybe he played sports. I don't know. I don't know a lot about this guy. I saw him on the basketball court playing basketball with the Switch streamer. Neither one of them had game. It was hilarious. But you know, what I mean, I don't know. I don't know. So I don't. Maybe I'm thinking that they were 11th graders, and he known her for a long time, maybe middle school and into high school, whatever. Got cool with her. It was like wrote a note or something. I like you. Check the box or whatever, something like that, or just kind of morphed into something, right? Because he had enough courage to at least say something to her. You know what I mean? And he was able to get his game up, his courage up before the other nerdy dude did. And she kind of maybe she liked him back. Who knows? You know what I mean? That's pretty much that's what I'm thinking went down. Brother Pitney's in the building. What's good? Feliz Navidad to you too, my brother. You know what I mean? Brother Mandrell's in the building. What's good, my favorite? Snake Eater, what's happening, bro? Good to see you. So you got this young woman, and she's talking about going the transition from high school to adulthood, right? So they met in the 11th grade. So let's give them the 2 years of high school, right? Because you never know at what part did they meet in the fourth quarter in the 11th grade, or was it the first quarter? You know what I mean? So let's give them the whole 2 years. Now they're grown. And right away, she's talking about, hey, man, you ain't stepping it up, right? That's what she's looking at. Like she said, you're too comfortable. I mean, what too comfortable? Right? What does Myron Gaines says all the time? You're dealing with a lot of women. You don't want them to get comfortable. You want to keep them on their toes. And what does he tell men? Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Right? You're gonna during this video, you're gonna hear a lot of talking points from the manosphere side. You're gonna get to see why, Fresh and Fit and Rolo Tomasi and Rich Cooper, and Psych Hacks, Dr. Orion Taraban, why do they say the things that they say? You're gonna see where some of this derives from. And people are like, well, that's just one woman. Like, bro, this young woman is representative of a big percentage of what's out there. And I want to be very clear. She ain't do nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Right? Sister Kani ain't did nothing wrong. For real. All she's doing is just trying to get her ducks in a row so she can reach her goals. And she's, found some success, and she's looking at her current boyfriend, right? And she's not happy with what she's seeing. Let's continue.
pretty much how our relationship was. Like, it was always like a high school relationship. He didn't fail to show me love. He didn't fail to show me affection. He literally did what he needed to do as a boyfriend. I wanted him to grow as an individual.
Did y'all hear that? He didn't fail to love. He didn't fail to do his duties as a boyfriend. He didn't fail to support. Right now, I'm starting to paraphrase. I forget the exact words. Like he didn't fail. He did everything he was supposed to do as a boyfriend. Sounds like he was doing everything he could to keep her on that pedestal. He put her first, in my opinion. He put her first. He let her know he ain't going nowhere. I am here. I'm going to do what I need to do for you. And she's sitting back like, he's not really developing. We're grown. We're not in the 11th grade anymore. You're not doing anything with your life. Meanwhile, she's finding success in the social media bubbles. And it is what it is. He's a good guy. And there's no denying it. She's like, he is a good guy. And this particular good guy finished last.
I wanted to make sure he wouldn't get too comfortable. I made sure that I wouldn't get too comfortable. I was super consistent with my streaming, my editing, all these things. I wanted to make sure that I would have a career in something, whether it's streaming, making videos, making skits, memeing on Twitter, doesn't matter what it is. Like I knew I had a career in this kind of industry. So I was kind of inconsistent, but I was also consistent. But I wanted to make sure that it was on my plate. Now, for Aaron, I'm not going to go too in detail about his careers and stuff like that. I feel like that's just a little bit too personal. But I feel like there needed to be much more growth, not just from my end, but from his end as well, right?
See, I'm not gonna go into his careers and what he was doing, but she just wanted him to have more growth. His potential wasn't where she needed it to be, right? Y'all hear this all the time, right? He is focused on her, and she is in this field where, like, I'm gonna give it to her. Shout out to her. She's doing her own editing work. Hey, y'all, man, editing is a pain in the ass. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I hate editing. I'm sitting here now in my 2024 plans. I gotta teach myself to edit, and I don't want to, but I have to. I have to know it. But she's doing the content. She said she wasn't that consistent, but she kept plugging away. And it sounds to me that she got to a point where she decided, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go for this, which is smart. I'm not going to lie to you. I am not mad at her at all. That's a smart move. If I were her uncle, or if I were some sort of confidant, I would say, hey, man, I ain't mad at you for doing that. Now, we'll talk about the sexuality. I would definitely talk about that. We'll have that talk. All money ain't good money. Like, how are you painting yourself out here? We would talk about that, because just looking at her Instagram and stuff like that, and we'll go and look at that a little bit later. If you just Google her and look at the pictures online, it's like, oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're doing. So it kind of gets into that, what you want to do for this bread sort of thing. Right. So, but let's continue. But again, he wasn't progressing the way she wanted him or needed him to progress compared to her progression. She's becoming successful. She's getting clout. She's getting, fame. She's getting money. And she's looking at him, and she's expecting him to, at a minimum, at least maintain or keep his level at her level. But she really wants him to do better, right? But at least be where I am. But she's pulling away. That sound familiar, yeah?
And we were pretty much always together, almost always together. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I was holding him back. Not in a sense where like I didn't want him to do anything, like, oh, don't do this, like be with me. Oh my God, don't go to work, do this with me. I wasn't like that. I always encouraged him to work. I always encouraged him to study. I didn't want to hold him back. So I didn't break up with him because I don't love him. I didn't break up with him because I didn't care about him or that I wanted to cheat on him or I cheated on him. It was never anything like that. You
So she was saying, I didn't want to hold him back. That is like I guess that's the new version of "it's not you, it's me" talk. Like when we was coming up, that would be the talk. Oh, it's not you, it's me. That's the game we used to hit women with. Oh no, baby, it's not you, it's me. I got to figure myself out. Look, nah, baby, you deserve, a man who knows where he is and what he's doing. We would say whatever, bro. End of the day, like, I'm tired of smashing, moving on. I just don't want you mad at me. So I got to come up with some way to push you off. You know what I mean? So you ain't mad at me. And then maybe I could circle the block a few times in the future. I might bump into you 3 years down the road. I might want to go ahead and indulge one more time. Like, can I hit that one more again? While you got your boyfriend over there? It's part of the game. It's part of the game. You always want to leave her when she's like still wanting you. And that's what she's doing. She's leaving dude, and dude obviously wants her. Why wouldn't he want her? He's gonna have a hard time replacing her, even in Orange County. There's a bunch of beautiful women in Orange County, bro. You know what I mean? Especially Latinas, man. You talking about women of Mexican descent, which she is. You know what I mean? She looks like Rosalyn Sanchez. look her up. Rosalyn Sanchez is fine. Still fine. She reminds me of Rosalyn Sanchez, but she is looking at him and he is doing what he believed he should be doing. Now, if he was doing the stuff that Myron Gaines said he should be doing, she still be chasing him, broke or not. If he was doing the stuff that Dose of Game talks about, shout out to Dose of Game. Y'all need to go over there and check out his Instagram. I'm so correction. His YouTube, A Dose of Game, bro. I think it's Dose of Game or A Dose of Game. Hey, he puts out these like little 3-4 minute videos and he talks about, that ism. He's talking about some real player stuff. Now, I'm not a player like Dose. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like Dose, he doing this thing. I'm not a player like that, but I've been accused of being one. I got moves like one, but I'm not a player. It's just I understand the game from a player perspective. And I've lost every time I lost out here. Every single time I have lost out here, I was acting like her boyfriend or her ex-boyfriend. What was his name? Aaron or whatever it was. That's how I lost. I was going at it like, dude. I was going at it like, dude. He's like, I'm doing everything right. We're together. We love each other. She was like, we were always together. He's doing what you're supposed to. I'm supposed to be here, right? I'm here with you. I'm moving my schedule around so I can be with you when you are free. And it bit him in the ass. That's just how it works. Don't hate the player, hate the game, man. That's just how it works. And he's coming to her being vulnerable and being open. I just don't know what I'm gonna do, babe. I guarantee you might have teared up a couple times talking about, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And my parents are telling me this, and I might have to join the military if I can't get into this college program. And I don't, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. She don't want to hear that. You crying on her shoulder? She don't want that. Meanwhile, she out here counting her thousands. Like, he over here crying, and she like, man, I just made 15,000. I just made 25,000 yesterday. You talking about you can't get a job at Best Buy? This is why you're gonna have to be kind of stoic and you're gonna have to be kind of mysterious, fellas. Women are not gonna want to deal with you when they know everything about you, bro. There's no curtain. There's no separation between you and her. She said it like, man, he always here. He's still on that kid stuff. I'm paraphrasing. He's still on that kid stuff. I'm out here. I'm getting the bag. I know what I want to do with my life, and he don't know what he want to do with his. I think I'm holding him back. He can't do anything because he's out here trying to do everything he can for me. Did y'all peep that? Did y'all peep that? She said, I'm holding him back. I need to get out of his way so he can grow. And all he wants to do is make her happy. Y'all got to be careful. This is game. I really hope y'all paying attention.
You know, some people, I feel like a lot of people on the internet think when you break up with someone, you have to like not be in love with them anymore type shit. That's not the case with me. Okay. And many other relationships I've seen. The reason as to why we separated is because we need to focus on ourselves as individuals. We need to grow as people before we can continue a relationship. And like I said, this is something that I've thought about for months. Like it's not something that I just decided, wow, you know what? Like I fuck this guy, like I don't want to be in a relationship with him. No, like I had genuine conversations with my brother, my sister, my cousins, close friends. Like I was desperate to find a solution without.
I mean, you can tell she care about dude. She's still choking up a little bit trying to get through the story right here. And she, like I said, she plays hard with the boys. When she's on camera, like she's on camera right now, she's playing hard right now. She doesn't want to be all vulnerable and crying. She said she talked to a whole lot of people, some family members, but she didn't say she talked to her mom and dad about this. Or maybe she did, she just didn't want to mention it. Because I guarantee you, mom and dad, like you stay with that boy right there. You stay with that boy. Don't worry. Stay with him. But she needs to have someone at her level or higher. She's got millions of followers on social media. She's making some bread. I would not be surprised if she's doing way better than six figures. I would not be surprised at all. And again, if she's doing six figures, she needs a guy who's doing more than six figures, right? How many 22-year-olds making six figures or more? I didn't crack six figures until I was I was in my 30s, mid 30s, by the time I cracked six figures. So it takes men time to get those things that women find attractive. At the end of the day, like she said, she still loves him. She's just not in love with him. That happens all the time. Why isn't she in love with him? Because he can't afford to provide those experiences that she's ready to have. She's ready to go to Tulum. She's ready to go to London. She's ready to go to Mexico City or to, Micronesia, or she's ready to go to Japan for some gaming competition. Like she's ready to go. And in order for her to do these things, she's going to have to pay for dude. And I don't care. Women say this all the time. Women say that they'll take care of a guy, not forever. Not the same way men take care of women. They're just not going to do it. Why should they? They can go find a guy who can take care of the trips, who can take them, on these really nice foodie dates. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't think she's like trying to hustle. I don't think she's a gold digger whatsoever. I think she's transitioning to another financial level, and she sees that her current boyfriend, who's now her ex-boyfriend, was not gonna get there anytime soon. And then she's like, well, I need to get him room so he can grow and do what he needs to do. I'm holding him back because he's trying to do all this stuff for me. At one point, she talks about how, yeah, he wants to stream, but he needs to get a computer first. He needs to buy a computer. So there's a little bit of money involved there. Like, why your dude need to buy a computer? How come you can't get him one? How come you can't get him one of your old ones or something? Like, you see what I'm saying? It's a difference out there, fellas. Don't hate the players, right? You don't hate anything, hate the game. And you ain't getting out of the game. So just soak this up. Become a better version of yourself so women won't be quick to leave you.
Having to break up. I even went on the internet type shit, like, what do I do in this situation? I'm over here asking Chat GPT, like, what should I do? What the fuck should I do? Blah, blah.
Not
I
chat
was
GPT.
desperate. I was desperate because I didn't want to jeopardize our future, right? Because let's be honest, you can't have a stable relationship if you're not stable yourself, right? And that was my biggest worry. So I wanted him to be emotionally, physically, and financially stable as an individual. I wanted him to find himself, because it seemed like he was a little stuck. And just like any other people in like their early 20s, a lot of people are stuck around this age, right? I feel
He seemed like he was a little stuck. She couldn't give him a nudge, you know what I'm saying? Get him unstuck. Here go a computer. Let me show you how to edit. Now, all that stuff could have happened. Maybe she was like, hey, won't you learn how to edit? Or hey, you can help me grow the platform by doing this or that. Or hey, I want to do some in real life stuff. So why don't you learn how to, work with me on the camera stuff, like do the angles or whatever. Maybe she offered that. I don't know, but I'll tell you this: the fact that she spent time talking to people that she trusted, going online, going on YouTube, asking Chat GPT, like she does care about this guy. Like she doesn't want to just hurt the guy. But guess what, man? Life hurts, man. Life hurts. Ain't no getting around it. Trust me, dude, crushed right now, and he can't figure out why. But what he wants to do is keep himself in a situation where he's close to her. You know what I mean? He'll put himself in that friend zone and sit down in the friend zone, at least with a woman that at least he smashed, right? I mean, she said it. Like, I've only been with one guy. Apparently he's the dude. Apparently he's the guy. And here's the thing: there's a chance. There is a chance that he might not be the guy. There is a chance that they've been together for 5 years and he didn't even smash. Slight chance. I don't believe that's the case, but there are guys out there who will fall in love and they don't even, young guys, they're not even thinking about the physical, man. They ain't even trying to smash, bro. It does happen. It does happen. I'm not saying that that's the case here, right? Like he was doing the whole, lie detector part of the video. He was there. The boyfriend was there, and the questions were being asked. So I don't, yeah, I don't think that he's a virgin and she's not. I'm pretty sure that they were each other's first.